Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether y'all are watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Real quick, I want to say thank you so much to all the channel members. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you for anybody who's found their way in to check out my knife and EDC content. I appreciate it. Your time means everything to me, so I'll try to be kind of quick without being too quick. And if you like the content, and you're so inclined, if you'd hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon, it would help me out a bunch. So today I wanted to talk about a little knife that I picked up when I was shopping at Amazon, like I often do late at night. And this is a knife from a company called Outdoor Element. It is, I would call it a budget knife, but not a super budget knife. I want to say this knife was around $45, $44.95, but it's Outdoor Elements, the brand, and then the actual knife is called the Contour Feather. First thing you probably notice about this knife is the sheath that it comes with. It comes with this little sheath that's got kind of a, looks like almost a deep concealment style clip. It's set up kind of oddly in that if you were going to carry it in your right pocket, if you were right-handed, it would mount on the outside of your pocket. I carry it in my back pocket, inside my pocket, and clip it to the back of my pocket so that it's actually sitting down in my pocket. But it's a little Kydex sheath with, you know, a mounting clip, but then it's got this and this. So this is a ferro rod that's built into the sheath. So, you know, I guess if you were going to carry this in your backpack or as a camp knife, it's not as great for me as an EDC Fixed Blade like I use them because I'm a city dweller guy, but I guess I can appreciate how some of these things could come in handy if you were using it, you know, on the campsite. It's also got one of the things that we all hate, or I hate, this little pull-through ceramic sharpener. I am guessing that in a pinch, it would be better than a sharp stick in the eye. If you have a way, you know, to sharpen it, you're going to, of course, sharpen it. This is more to just kind of refine the edge, hone it. I probably just dulled it. Matter of fact, I'm sure I dulled it. But anyway, $44.95, $45 knife. It is about, it's a flat grind. The bevels aren't exactly even, but I would expect them to be. They're very well, I guess, within acceptable range, but they're not perfectly even. Again, not a big deal. It is a cutter. So again, I wouldn't anticipate using this knife to slice paper, therapeutically slice paper like I do. But it's plenty sharp, has a great tip. If I look at this as an EDC Fixed Blade for opening packages, for opening, cutting through a bunch of duct tape, things like that, kind of more of an aggressive cutter than a finesse cutter. But again, I think priority is to be, or it's not priority, I guess its purpose is to be kind of a little full go-to blade slash bit driver slash ferro rod striker. I don't know if you can see that on the top there, but it says strike, and all that's designating is that you've got a very sharp angle here. You've got this nice swedge and this little clip point Bowie style blade. You've even got a sharpening choil. I've not sharpened this knife yet. I plan on sharpening this knife before I put it up in a giveaway just to see what kind of edge it'll take on this VG10, because overall I've been pretty impressed with the construction of the knife, with the way that the knife carries, with the ways that I can see the knife being very useful outside of the ferro rod and even the bit driver. But you've got these quality G10 scales. I don't know if you can see the hardware that are holding these scales on, but it's very deep. It's good hardware. Let's see if it's T10 or T8. Let's see. I bet it's going to be T8. Yeah. This is going to be T8. So you've got T8 hardware holding these little scales on, but you've got very deep hardware. We could take those off if y'all want to, because one of the weird things about this, another little feature that it has, is a survival whistle. Headphone warning. It kind of sucks, but you can hear it, right? So I'm not a big fan of the whistle. Doesn't bother me. And you've got China here on the full Tang VG10. My curiosity is killing me. And I told y'all I didn't want to waste your time. Let me see how tight these are. Okay, I'm going to have to get my finger bit. So I'm not going to take these off right this second. But the scales are removable. I just have to get my finger bit and spend some time with it. And I don't know what we'd gain out of it. Kind of just waste y'all's time. But it is heavily billboarded, right? I've never heard of Outdoor Element before. I found this knife on Amazon, like I said, and I'll leave a link. I'll actually leave one of my associate links. That's a paid link if you want to click and check this knife out. Or you can also, if you don't want to use my paid link, and again, all it does is help further support the channel, but by no means do you have to use it. You can go straight to Amazon and just search Outdoor Element Contour Feather Fixed Blade, and it'll be one of the ones that come up. But you do have this billboarding, the Outdoor Element here on the handle, the blade steel here on this little swedge here, or the Tang that is, and then Contour Feather, the name of the knife. The hole, I am guessing, is for weight relief and also to help it with the sheath retention. This knife locks into this sheath very, very well. So I have no rattle, makes no sounds, comes out quickly with that finger right there, and just is for me, and we'll look at it compared to some other knives, it gives me a full 4-finger grip on a real small knife that I can get behind, right? And then the ferro rod here, I didn't expect this to work as well. Since it's a smaller rod, I'm going to try to use it right here to try to get you a spark. It'll take me a couple of times. Hopefully I won't burn the house down. So hopefully you guys saw that. So it will definitely throw, which off this little ferro rod that's really well mounted on the sheath. I would think it would eventually break off if you use the knife much, but it works, right? So in a terrible situation where I need to strike a fire or light a fire, throw a spark, I can. The same is true for if I have a couple of bits that I carry with me, which I always have a little set of bits. But you've got this little blade hole here where you can, again, it's a little bit flawed in that I don't think I want to be screwing hard with an open blade, but you can definitely use the bit driver. These are just Weehaw bits. It doesn't hold, well, it'll hold it from falling out, but you do got to give it a little help. It doesn't fit in as tightly as what was the one I tried that was really tight. I think it was one of my pry bars. I can't remember. Anyway, I digress. So you've got the little janky bit driver, kind of gimmicky. I don't know why the holes in the blade. The scales, the G10 with this, I don't know if this is a plastic or a G10 liner, with this little survival whistle here. I kind of want to open that up just to get a better look at it. I could do without the survival whistle. I don't think it's going to be that great unless I just want to keep myself company while I'm stranded or attract animals. But yeah, the Outdoor Element Contour Feather small little knife, decent blade steel. Blade steel. You've got about a 1/2 to 3/4 flat grind, nice jimping. Again, kind of a very effective sheath for retaining the knife and for putting it if you carry it in your back pocket. I don't know how I feel about the ferro rod for EDC use. It might be a nice touch for a camp knife or a hiking knife. And then the little sharpener, you know, to me that's kind of gimmicky, but that's okay, right? So let's get an idea on what size this guy is. So first we'll look at our cold steel 4-max with our sawtooth grind and our Civivi baby banter. So we'll see that this comes in folding knife size, right around the same size as a Civivi baby banter, almost exactly. So let's look at it next to a couple of fixies like the SC3 and then the little SC Candura. So it's going to be smaller than the SC3, of course. It's going to be a little bit longer in overall length than the Candura. And finally, let's look at it next to our Rex 45 Bradford Guardian and one of our Jacob Creates chickadees. So again, kind of splitting the difference between the Guardian 3 and the chickadee, but giving you handle more in line with what you're going to have in the Guardian 3, which is why I like this little knife. If you're looking for a small EDC knife, if you're looking for something just to see if you would use it on the daily, I don't know if this is the best knife for that, just because the sheath is a little bit more, you know, complex by having the ferro rod. Strikey, strikey. All right, why am I failing? There we go. Having our little ferro rod and, you know, but for a hiking knife or for a keep in my bag or keep in my car knife, I think it's every bit worth the 45 bucks. I mean, for that kind of knife, I wouldn't want to tell some of the people that watch the channel that think, well, a fixed blade go into my EDC, how will it work out? I would recommend something depending on what you were going to cut, like possibly a little, this is a Baltic Blades small field scalpel called the Angus. And again, the Jacob Creates Chickadee is going to be much on the smaller side of the knife. The SC Candura, again, a small knife, but the sheath, even though this carry package isn't my favorite at all, the sheath is a little, you've got a little more going on there, right? So if I was going to say urban city EDC knife, it might not be the perfect knife for that. But for a knife to own, to have either in your car or in your backpack or in your, you know, shoulder sling for when you camp, when you hike, I think it would come in handy. I think it'd be very useful. And I'm a fan. I'm glad I found it, glad I took a chance on it. Let's do some quick dimensions here. And it's going to come in right over 5.5 inches total length with a 2 1/4 inch blade, 2 inch cutting area, 3 3/4, no, right around 3.5 inch handle. And from behind this choil to the back of the handle, you're right around, right over 3 1/4. That's from here to here. And then finally, well, I'll tell you what we can do. We can get a real quick thickness on it because it is thicker blade stock than some of the other small fixies that I've shown you guys. 0.1120 down around the tip. Whoops. About 0.0535. The handle thickness is a nice 1/2 inch, 0.5190. Height's probably going to be right around the same. And at its widest point, 0.83, right under an inch high. So a very compact little package with a very, I guess you say, multi-purpose sheath, I guess, something like that. Let's get a quick weight from our Javon's Knife Flicks scale. 1.85 ounces blade, and then with our ferro rod, sharpener, clip, and sheath, she packs in at 3.3 ounces. So, guys, that is the Outdoor Element Contour Feather. If I'm not mistaken, I was on their page on Amazon. They offer, or will be offering, a couple of different blade shapes in this. I don't know if this is a new company or if they're just a company that's coming to light on Amazon. But again, I bought it to check it out, kind of enjoy it, find it very whimsical, find it very usable. Was surprised that the ferro rod works as good as it does. Not big into the pull-through sharpeners, but I guess in a pinch it'd be better than a sharp stick in the eye. And yeah, looking forward to getting this on a sharpening stone, see how the blade steel holds up, but I don't really foresee any problems for 45 bucks. I think it's a little winner. Guys, thanks for taking the time to check out my channel, to check out my crazy EDC content. I appreciate each and every one of you. All I ever ask is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. And please, choose debate, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.